Anyway, that's far over.
Just to kick off, Steve, so passing for Colin Meads.
Yeah, look, on behalf of the All Blacks, we'd like to pass on our condolences and sympathy to the family. He's an absolute legend of the game, a legend of New Zealand's game, and yeah, it's always sad when one of the big kauri trees falls, and that's what's happened. So we lost a good rugby man.
Did you have much to do with Colin? I imagine you did.
Oh, a little bit, not a heck of a lot. But you know, when our paths cross, we have good conversations. Yeah.
Do you have any particular memories that you're fond of him, maybe on the field?
I always remember him running around with the ball in one hand. He had such big mitts. And he was a really athletic guy for yeah, the position he played back in those days. They weren't meant to be that athletic, but he was, and he's an incredible player.
So it's kind of before his time, he was more like a modern lot.
Yeah, well, a lot of those, you know, that team I've said before out of the 60s, there were some really, really good rugby players there, and you know, it's interesting now. He'd be too small to be a lock, wouldn't he? So probably could play tight-head prop or something.
What do you think his legacy will be for the game?
I think he's really left his legacy. You know, his ability to play the game first and foremost, and then his passion for it long after he stopped playing. You know, he was a coach. He was a manager for the All Blacks. At grassroots, he was involved. So he didn't just play for the All Blacks. He didn't just play for King Country, you know, or his club. He actually gave back in many other ways as well. So he's a true rugby man. I think that'll be his legacy.
There might be some sort of tribute for him before next week's game.
We'll do something, yeah. Just what that will be, too early to say, but you know, obviously there's a lot of things to be organised, funerals and such, and we'll wait till that.
Reflecting on last night, are you even more pleased this morning with how that team responded and how you went about things?
It was a great response from the Lions series. Like, we weren't happy with their performances there, so to come out and play like we did in the first 50 was really pleasing. But we've got enough in the last 30 to be able to get our teeth into to make sure that we're not too complacent at all. In fact, we're not too complacent, not complacent at all going into the Dunedin test, because you know, they scored 4 tries and 2 in the second half, so we didn't win the second half. So there's enough for us to work on, which is reasonably handy for a coach. Quite good.
You would have preferred that than another 40 points in the second half?
Look, you just get what you get, so you take what you're given. It's a little bit like the little boy that comes to dinner. And he's hungry, he just eats what he's given, and he's happy for it. You know, so yeah, I think that.
Steve, how's everyone pulled up?
Well, as you know, Crocky got a dinger. He's actually really good, but he won't be playing. We won't consider him. And then there's the usual bumps and bruises and sores that everyone gets after a test match. So how they pan out over the next 2 or 3 days, we'll wait and see. But Doc's pretty optimistic that everyone's going to be right. So at this point, it's only going to be Crocky.
So is Kane Haynes going to come in, Steve?
Yeah.
Just with Sonny Bill, he took a head knock. Is he all right? He was quite
yeah,
wobbly.
he's good this morning. So, but again, he's passed all the tests, so we'll just keep monitoring that and make sure that it stays there.
Just for the HIA, I mean, it's quite weird. Sometimes in Super Rugby, you see straight away the doc gets him off. Is it sort of one of those things that slipped through the cracks?
Well, I think everyone missed it too,
Right.
so otherwise the HIA doc would have taken him off. Our doc certainly would have taken him off.
Steve, with the transition from the Lions series to last night and this championship coming up, how difficult is that, if at all, in terms of realigning the All Blacks back patterns to the Southern Hemisphere rugby?
Well, it hasn't been too difficult to align the things that we didn't do well. Like our skill execution in the Lions series wasn't good, so we've worked really hard on trying to up that and get our running lines, as an example, better than they were in that series. And you know, in the first half, you saw some really great running lines. So it's a different style of game. There's no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, the game still needs you to do the basics properly, and we did that last night for a good 50 minutes.
And in terms of the Wallabies' play last night versus, in comparison to the Lions, is that testimony to how strong maybe the game is in the Northern Hemisphere compared to the Southern Hemisphere at present?
Oh, look, I just think there's a different attitude to the game. Like Australia wanted to play. I'm not sure that the Lions always wanted to play the game. They were more intent on being disruptive, and it's really hard to play against that. And that's one of the lessons we have to learn, to be able to do that. You know, it's going to be interesting. Australia haven't played for a wee while, those guys, so they'll benefit from that game, and we'll see what we get in Dunedin.
Just on that, Kirtley and Karevi had not played for 10 weeks. You guys must have factored that in to your plans here. You made a lot of breaks in that channel.
Yeah, look, we've been there ourselves. When you know you have too long a break, the little things, the finer things in your game tend to be a bit rusty, and you know, that's possibly one of the reasons why Australia weren't as good as they'd have liked to have been in that first 50. So we'll expect a big riposte from them, and you know, their pride will be hurt, and they're a good outfit. We've got a lot of respect for them, so you know, Dunedin's going to be a tough old go.
Steve, still some off-field issues, I guess, swimming around, and Steve, you acknowledged yesterday that it could be hurting the game. Do you see, I guess, any sort of culture issue at play here?
No, I think they're personal issues that have got nothing to do with the culture of the team. They're individual issues that really aren't for me to talk about.
Just on
Thanks, everyone.
Sam Kane's he put in a big shift, I think 21 tackles. Right up there. I mean, you don't often see that. No,
well, Sammy's a guy that sometimes doesn't get the credit for what he does. He's a very, very physical athlete. He's a big, strong man, and his work rate's phenomenal. So, 21 tackles and 21 good tackles too. So, he had a good night at the office.
I don't know if you've got a head for figures, Steve, but can you just give us an idea of what the most you've seen in open side, how many tackles have?
If you're making, in the game of rugby, if you were making 15, 16 tackles in a game, you've had a good night.
Steve,
pretty good.
Just sorry, Jamie, we've got to go. We'll wrap up there.
Is the rugby question?
I just wanted to get some clarity around the bugging thing, because you did say that you had an accused checker of anything.
That's right, we haven't.
The police.
We'll wrap up, Jamie. It's done and dusted. If you want to head on out to the lobby.